I'm Celeste, and this is Celestial Medicine. This is your monthly forecast for August 2016. And it's late. It's like 3 days late. It's the 3rd, and I do apologize. I'm still getting used to the whole monthly YouTube video thing, and I'm definitely going to have to look into doing videos earlier on in the month because I got so busy, and it was a good busy, and I felt like I really needed to prioritize differently and wait on the video. I was just infused with all of this creative energy, and a lot of good business developments were going on. All really good stuff that I've been wanting and just really, needing to receive. So I took my time, but I gather that you guys are all, big boys and girls and did fine without your reading, but there's still plenty of month left. So let's get right into it. I've got my selenite. I've opened, cleared, and cleansed my chakras. I've been working a lot with the high heart chakra the past month, and I'm going to do another video about the high heart chakra shortly after this one. And I'm also going to do a video on the current political state of affairs. Just there's a lot of energy right now in that direction, and for people that are wanting to affect change in the most graceful way, and it's not just about wanting to be on the right side of history. It's really wanting to navigate the energies around you gracefully and to, I want to say, just maximize your energy output and input. So there's a lot of ways to bleed energy right now because there's so much information coming at us all the time, and there's a lot of sensationalizing going on, and you want to stay informed, but you don't want to be sucked into a dark web of, all kinds of projections from all different viewpoints. So it's really important to figure out how to stay grounded right now. And I want to help you with that. I think that I've found some techniques that have worked for me. So stay tuned for those videos. Okay, so let's get into your August reading. Just take a few deep breaths with me. And I'm asking for all the messages that come through to be for the highest divine light and love of each person watching this video. I really want the messages to guide and uplift, and I want everyone to feel a sense of connectivity to the messages. And if something doesn't resonate with you, just allow for that message not to be for you. Okay, and we are going to go beyond the astrological influences, but I do want to state we did have a new moon in Leo, so there might be a lot of energy. I'm a Leo rising, so that's why it got very bright and busy for me the last couple of days. It was a good time to initiate and start some new projects, and that energy is still there if you want to capitalize on that. Okay, so let's get into it. The first message for the month of August. Lovely. I feel like we get this card a lot. Okay, this is the Knight of Cups. Wow, so the first thing that I get about this card is that, and I don't always notice this about this card, but if you see how barren the land is that this horse is riding on, and he's just overwhelmed with feeling and emotion and passion. So it is about a message coming to you that is, I want to say it's romantic and passionate in nature, and it has to do with the passion that you carry and that you receive. It does feel to me that this passion has yet to be grounded and implemented. But it is a very strong message that says you are loved, and there is a lot more of this coming. It feels as though this person is representing they're representing an idea, I feel like, about yourself that maybe you were unaware of. Like if you didn't know already that you have these wonderful attributes, like be prepared to hear things about yourself that are very complimentary. And I feel like the reason that you're getting these messages is so that you can have faith in putting your energy behind your passion and behind yourself. The Leo energy is all about being able to receive and give love, but you can't love another or anything really more than you love yourself. You can't put your passion behind a project more than you feel like you deserve to succeed. And so it definitely feels to me, though, that this is not about you learning how to receive. It's not a learning energy. It's a here, take this. Good. Okay. You're going to receive it, and it's going to go down easy, and it's going to go down well. So that's a really nice start for this month. I feel I'm getting the message of it's also a projection. So this also has to do with someone giving you some message that might actually have to do with your future. Not just me, but anybody else who could say, I really see you're really going to do really well in life or in this arena. Like you've got it. You've got what it takes. That's the sort of energy that you're going to be receiving. Something where someone sizes you up and lets you know that you have what it takes. Okay. What is our next card? Another cups. 3. Yay, this is fun. So party time, Leo's a very playful energy. So this is about celebrating, reunion, get together with friends. If you have some people that are inviting you places, go, accept invitations, have fun, play, frolic, splash around, find some water. There's so much fruit in this card. So I keep getting, get your summer fruits in. We really should be eating according to what the seasons have, what nature has prepared for us to eat. Finding pineapple in December, okay, if you're acclimated to certain parts of the world, then that's going to be something that your body will readily receive. But this is the time when you really want to fill up on a lot of vitamin C and a lot of fruits and prepare your immune systems. But more than anything, I'm just getting have fun, have a good time. The energy of play is so important to success. And one of the reasons that Leos tend to be quite successful when it comes to, just business and getting the object of their desires. Not to say that they get everything they want, because they have some painful lessons, right? But when they play, when you play, you are in vibration to everything being the way you want it to be. Like when you're laughing, when you're playing, life can't really get better. You're not taking anything seriously. You're not focused on your to-do list. You're not focused on your responsibilities, or there's no guilt going on when you're in play mode. So it really is a valuable vibration to achieve when you have goals in mind. Play like you would if you had everything that you wanted. All right, so let's move forward here. What else do we have for August? Okay. The 6 of Swords. So I do feel like this is a card of travel, mental solace, physical, travel for a short period of time. And it's definitely something that can happen sort of by accident. I don't get the energy of accidents like beware, okay? But I do get that events could line themselves up in such a way that there are delays in your plans. But those delays are not meant to be stressful for you. The delays are actually meant to give you a little bit of time out. Take some time to, it's not so serious as meditate, but to, I want to say, allow for the world to take some turns, because sometimes when there's a delay, it's not necessarily about you. You're not being held back. It's just that things need to formulate, events need to line themselves up, and sometimes you need to take a back seat. So don't be afraid, though, to take a weekend, or a week, or plan for a little vacation. And if you're not doing that, don't be surprised if the universe sets something up where you are not allowed to be as busy as you normally would be. Okay? Let me see what else I get from this card. Yeah, there's definitely something here having to do with the mind needing to be at ease. Now, the delays can be in your favor. They can be against you if you are against them. It's really that simple. So if you see a delay, or if someone forgets about you, if someone forgets to call you back or forgets to follow up with you, and you think you think it's so important that, that you either do this now or they get back to you now, and you resist that, then this can be a card that I want to say can be a little oppressive. Like the guy in here, you can feel like you're being thrown off of your horse. But that is just, that's a state of mind that you have that does not reflect the deeper reality of the situation. So that's the message for that card. Let's see what else we have. Oh, lovely. Okay. The Four of Coins. Money! Who doesn't like money? This lady really likes money. There's just the energy of possessiveness with this card. That's why I think a lot of people don't see it as such a fortunate card, because there's the element of greed. It's not necessarily about what this person in the card is doing with what they have. It's about the fact that they have it. So it's about control and keeping what you have, as opposed to circulating what you have and investing what you have, and the feeling of wealth and well-being as a result of what you have. It's about like hoarding a little bit. So while it's a definite good card in that you have and will have, because this is going to be towards the end of the month, you will have the feeling and the connection to your material world that is like your ideas about yourself are that you have money, you have something of value. It could be a home, it could be a car, it could be anything that you've been wanting to get. However, that thing in and of itself decreases in value if it's possessed. The second you projected that possessive energy onto anything, it's no longer a value, because what makes something valuable is how you can use it, and how it actually can affect your life and affect change and affect other people's lives, and sharing and investing and growing and building. Just that have energy, it can be pretty restricting, and you won't really know it until you find it so hard to get, let's just say money again. Because in hoarding, you're not very faithful. You don't have a lot of faith that you're going to get this ever again. So you just hold on to it too tightly. So I want to say, like, congratulations on the accumulation, right, of money or the possessions, but it would be best to find ways to circulate the money, or share in your boon, your resources, your home, and not hoard out of any sense of fear. And, this is another there's something else I'm getting with this card that just actually speaks to control dramas. This is a little bit towards the end of August, and anyone who's engaging in any kind of control drama, they should be careful with that, because we're about to head into eclipse season where things that are no longer things that are obsolete will be taken from you just instantaneously. Excuse me, my nose itches. Removed from your sight. And something is obsolete if you are not actually using it the way it's meant to be used. Money, for example. Sometimes I have clients that are like, I used to do so well financially, and now I just have no money and I don't understand it. It's like, okay, well, maybe you weren't doing what you needed to do with that money to actually perpetuate the feeling of wealth and well-being. Maybe instead it was some means of control, and no one actually ever really has control. That's an illusion. So the universe takes that money from you until you learn that lesson of, not to be so controlling. So check out control dramas in yourself and in others, and know that it might be just an energy that sort of blankets the universe for a little while, the energy of control and the illusion of control. Okay, so one more, and I'm sorry someone's drilling. I have my the door to my office open because I wanted natural light, but you get sounds. I apologize. Okay. Our next card, Spirit, what is the next card for August? Okay. The Page of Wands. You can see. So, I like this card. Page of Wands. It feels to me like there is a message coming to you from a younger person. It doesn't have to be from a younger person, but the energy is the energy of potential. That's why people a lot of times associate this card with, a young male or female, knocking on your door to sell you chocolates. And they also say, oh, your son or daughter is selling drugs down the street. No, just kidding. That wouldn't happen with this card. But it's not always about a human child. Sometimes the child is a brainchild. Sometimes the child is the beginning of a project, the potential, the selfishness, right, that children have, where they're focused on what they need to learn. So at the end of this month, I'm getting the energy of research and some self-knowledge that's going to be necessary. It does feel like it's business and work related. So if there are any changes that you need to make in your approach, if there's knowledge that you need, this is kind of the card of the apprentice, like someone who is wanting to go into a field but just has more to learn. And the best thing to do with this energy towards the end of this month is to ask questions, do your research, and do some self-reflecting, and be okay with where you are if you're at the beginning stages of something. But there definitely is the energy of message here. So I do feel like this card is telling you that there will be people letting you know what it is that you have to do. You're not going to have to figure it out all on your own. You are going to have some guidance. You are going to have some opinions about it. But yeah, I like that on the tip of this person's nose, they're following a rose. I don't know if you can see that. So stopping to smell the roses. They're guided by their ideals, right? Because that rose sits right in front of the third eye, which is the vision. So this person is envisioning things based on how they want to see the world, and they're envisioning the very best. And that's needed, right? We need to have that, that fresh optimism whenever we're starting something. Otherwise, we kind of wouldn't start anything. So relish, in your naivete in the beginning or the end of this month, excuse me. Okay, so that wraps up. You know what? For some reason, I feel like I'm supposed to draw one more card, so I'm going to. Okay. What is it, Spirit, that you want me to show them, tell them? Oh. I wish it were a more positive card, but it's the devil. Dun dun dun. It's the devil. Oh, the devil. Okay. What is it about this card? Okay. Well, be aware of trickery. Be aware of things not being what they seem. I mean, there's a lot of that going on in the media. I do feel like this is a media-related card, and it's just, it's speaking to just the blanket of negative energy that is existing, because there are a lot of people vying for position right now. And then there are people that are wanting to line themselves up with those people, so they're, jockeying for some kind of position. So I do feel like this is just letting you know that there's so much wonderful energy to be accessed this month. But, and this is kind of weird, I'm getting a message that says, like, close your blinds, stay cool. So that's not letting the sun in when you close the blinds. But sometimes the sun can blind you, so you can't really see what's going on. So I feel like this is a message that don't base your well-being on, especially your emotional well-being, on how things are appearing, because there are going to be, I want to say tricks. There are going to be tricks that are going to be asking you to believe in their illusions. So that can be tricky. I don't feel like this is something that is having to do with anyone's personal life, although there might be an energy of agenda behind people's, the way they relate to you. And we are moving towards the end of the month. We're going to be moving into a Mercury retrograde. So there's a sense where, hold off on signing contracts at the end of the month and just make sure that everything is in plain sight and ask the right questions. But this is more about just a kind of energy that's out there in the world right now, and not to get sucked into it, because that's what it wants. It wants you to pay attention to it, but you're not going to be seeing the truth. And here's the other thing, is that if you pay too much attention to conspiracies, and even if they're not conspiracies, if you pay too much attention to, like, the rising sea levels, let's say, as I have done, I've spent weeks just researching environmental changes and and wondering if my bug out bag had everything needed. The universe will give you evidence of whatever you put your energy towards. And right now, it's going to be very easy for the universe to give you evidence of police, brutality and racism and sexism and all kinds of, people that seem to have zero empathy and compassion. There's so much out there that's going to get you to focus on the negative side of life, and where thoughts go, energy flows. So just be careful. Don't expand these dramas. Just because they're presented to you doesn't mean that there isn't any other news out there. There are other things going on in the universe that are just as newsworthy, right? But who decides? So be careful with the news. Just turn it off, right? Or connect with some news that's not sensational, or that's just not negative, right? Something that's positive news. There's a concept. Okay. All right. That is it for your August 2016 forecast. If you would like to subscribe, there's a button below. If you want to like, there's a button below. If you want to leave a comment, please do that. If you'd like a private reading from me, you can go to celestialmedicine.com and go ahead and book an appointment online. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful month of August.